Welcome back, guys. A minute stretched out a little bit, but time is relative. Thankfully, we have something to keep you entertained while we wait for next match. We have Feezdog from here for the Sprays. Now, and I are going to have a little talk to him just to figure out what's going on with the tournament and where his team and he are at right now.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, and hopefully this interview won't drag out too long. But we do want to get as much information as possible about Here for the Sprays, as Harry mentioned. That is the team that you are playing for. So tell us a little bit about your team. How long have you been together? Any fun, interesting facts? Any cool achievements? What can you tell us about Here for the Sprays?
Well, Here for the Sprays was made shortly before Practice Open Division started, and it started with my teammates Watery and Pledpers making the team. I didn't join the team until during the Practice OD season, into the third week, so I don't know much about the history of the start of the team, but what I know is that during Practice OD, we finished third in Practice OD during the whole season and playoffs. We went really far, and we had really close matches near the end as well. And we were known to play a very unique comp called the Stun comp in Practice OD, which included Brig and McCree against the Doom Reaper comp.
All right. How do you feel about that composition? Sorry, go ahead, Harry.
I've seen a bit of Feezdog's McCree on LAN. It's kind of nutty. Like Feezdog, for those of you who don't know, he's a bit of a monster, really. He terrorizes the UK's biggest LAN, Insomnia. Just continually comes in, claims a trophy, and then leaves. He goes off into the ether and then re-emerges for the OD practice season.
Yep. I also played in Arena Clash as well in the UK. So
yeah, very involved in
his team. His team are pretty dominant. The Spartans.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple time winners over I think 2 years now. I'm not sure.
For a whole year, for 3 seasons now.
Oh wow!
Just 3 seasons.
Just 3 seasons.
It's just moderate dominance. It's not 2 years of dominance, but they're getting there.
They're working on it.
Yeah, but these grassroots organizations, they've got to really build up towards those 2-year dominances.
Yeah.
Maybe this time next year. So now you're playing with Here for the Sprays. How did you guys feel after last week's games, and how are you feeling coming into your upcoming games?
Actually, last week we didn't play because I had the Arena Clash finals played that weekend, so I wasn't able to play. And then one of our teammates couldn't play either. But one of our teammates, Watery, played for Raspberry Racers, and obviously they went really far and got second. And they converted a comp, and the comp is really good. It's a really interesting comp to play.
So does that mean that Watery's been able to forward you guys all the information that he learned of the current meta from playing with Raspberry Racers? Can we expect much emulation from Watery's experience being brought into what you guys are going to be playing this week?
You'll see that we learned a lot from just watching Raspberry Racers comp, and we learned a lot from Watery just playing with that team and the comp. But we've got a lot of comps to play and to show, so
we're not going to see too much meta from you guys. You're going to be branching out a little bit more and giving us something interesting.
I don't think the meta's completely solidified right now. I think it's still in the process of looking for that place where what is the best comp. Obviously, the comp right now that is more versatile, most versatile, is the Hanzo mate comp, but it has a lot of holes in it too. I think right now in this current state of the meta, it's like you can play pretty much nearly anything, and if you're good enough, you can win.
I think we've seen that proven time and time again by the Clockwork Vendettas of the world, and even what was that team? Avoided, that was running Avatar and Junkrat.
Avoided. That was quite an entertaining run featuring the old Avatar Junkrat. It's a unique pick, I'll give them that, but evidently it worked out pretty well for a while. Turns out that they could be countered eventually. You just need to get to the proper top echelons to be able to deal with that.
I think once you get to a certain point, teams are a little bit more solidified in their gameplay, and you can't really surprise them with weird stuff. So do you think you guys are going to be playing some interesting stuff towards or in the start here, and then maybe get a little bit more serious later on? Or knowing that you're coming up against Indignation, have you already put those serious boots on and you're ready to give it your all?
Well, our team's full of a lot of players who have huge hero pools and can play multiple different heroes, so we can pull out anything that we want. And we practice a lot of different comps, and we tried really hard and practiced really hard to make sure we beat Indignation in the next match.
You confident
what do you think of your forthcoming bracket? Do you have anyone who you think is going to be particularly difficult moving forward if you've looked that far, or is it just like one match at a time?
We looked forward, and we're most likely going to play against Young and Beautiful and maybe Uprising Academy if we
Ooh.
proceed ahead onto if we beat Indignation, which I think we're confident in all those matches. We don't believe that we have to try and say cheese our way through matches. We're confident playing any comp against anyone.
Well,
Those are
confident versus
big
Uprising Academy.
words.
That's
Yeah.
admirable confidence. Just like can bottle and sell that, really.
People would pay big money for that kind of confidence. Yeah, those
Yep.
are some really big words. And you say you think that you can beat all three of those teams: Indignation, Yab, Unidentified, Uprising Academy. You think you got this one on lock?
Yeah, we're confident we can beat anyone in this tournament.
Wow. All right. And I suppose British Hurricane isn't competing this time, so it gives you that like little bit of an extra edge. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about those guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously, British Hurricane rolled through last week's tournament, and yeah, if they played again, it would just been very difficult to. They'll just win it again, most likely. So it's lucky enough that we don't have to face against them.
Yeah, they earned themselves an early Christmas break. That much is for sure.
But I'm curious, coming into this tournament, obviously there's a little bit of prize money, which is great for everyone. But what was your biggest motivation as a team? Was it practice? Was it the money? Was it potential scouting, or kind of a combination of everything? What was your biggest motivator to do as well as you can?
Our sole motivation regarding any tournament, just in general, is that we all just want to improve as players and teammates and as a team. And one day we will reach contenders and move on from there. Obviously the money is just a side effect to all this. All we care about is improving and winning, and hopefully get better opportunities.
Well, while we're on the topic of this particular tournament, is anyone from your team doing the simultaneous stream and play approach, or are you all just like, we'll get covered by the mainstream. We're gonna keep our comms and our composition sort of under wraps?
Yeah, we're not gonna stream POVs or anything like that. We don't want to let teams know what we play or how we communicate or how we work. It's everything's just all done by the stream.
Nice.
Okay.
Well,
Fair
there you
enough.
go. I mean, if you guys,
I mean,
if you
we
wanted
get to convey it fairly well. Nauri and I
Yeah.
just we're gonna be your replacement narrators. We're gonna be the pseudo comms of here for the sprays.
We're gonna change up our whole casting style, and now we're gonna start going diva, 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 sigma low, sigma low.
Yeah.
Yeah, monkey, monkey, monkey,
Channel
monkey,
your
monkey.
energy. Right, Harry, any more questions from your side?
I'm pretty good. I've chatted with Feezdog quite a bit before. Anyway, we've had some LAN experience.
Yes.
Oh,
And
lanimals.
And one more thing to say that here for sprays may be coming to I-66 just to
Oh,
just to win some
Ooh.
more, just to win some more lands.
I hope I'll go there. And well, the Overwatch tournaments are always fun. So if you guys want to check out more Tier 3 Overwatch, have a look at that later.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, for agreeing for this interview. It was great to have you. And I think we've had a little bit more insight into who is here for the spray. So we're looking forward to your upcoming match. Good luck and have fun.